we need to be okay with living within our means because we have this scarcity, it's never enough. I work with people of all different classes, and across the board it's not enough. So maybe it's not the money, maybe it's the way we're framing it.
If you're just always thinking, I can't buy this, I'm limited, I'm stuck, I'm bored, I'm pissed off, I'm ticked off, I'm angry that I just can't. It seems to be all you focus on.
Divorce can be emotionally and financially overwhelming. That's why I'm teaming up with Sunny Wishart, president and founder of a la carte Financial and a certified financial planner. We will show you how to understand all things money without feeling ashamed, overwhelmed, embarrassed. You will learn more, ask questions. No question is a dumb question. Welcome to Money with Sunny. Let's get into it.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for being here. Uh, this is Money with Sunny. Sunny, welcome.
Morning.
Wendy, welcome. Money is a resource. Today, we'll be talking about how we all want financial freedom. We all are not clear about how to get there and how to get that. You need to learn about money, understand it, realize how it flows, how it's energy. And I wanted to talk to you about this, Sunny, because you're meeting with people all of the time. And I want to talk about some of the blocks that people have when it comes to their financial freedom, when it comes to kind of understanding how it's possible for them. We live in a scarcity culture and how you can have enough. So what are your thoughts about this, Sunny?
This was a big one. I put a lot of thought into this one. And I think one of the things that, and I say this repeatedly, but it's applicable here, is that we need to be okay with living within our means because we have this scarcity, it's never enough. I work with people of all different classes, and across the board it's not enough. So maybe it's not the money, maybe it's the way we're framing it.
Mm,
And it's really rare to see someone comfortable and happy living within their means. There's always more. So something that's important that I do put in every plan are what I call fail safes. So we talk about this is what it looks like to live within your means, and like it's a very empowering thing once you realize you're spending, what you make, and then you're able to implement these fail safes, which are for when you go blow it all up, because it's going to happen. I don't know what it is about something deep down where we feel like, it's not enough. I have to go do something big with my money now, and I never feel like I can. So I create a strategy on how to build like a buffer so that once or twice a year, when you have too big of a Christmas or it's just
mhm.
too good of a sale on something you've always wanted, you go, it's okay. But everything has to be kind of humming in the background, and you have to just learn to be more content just on the regular, spending no more than you make, and that's that. And then once in a while, you go do those things, and we'll have a strategy where basically build up a cushion to use when you do get that feeling, and then you don't feel bad. You've given yourself
Mm.
permission to go do it. And it's like, I put this in place so that I can go do this because you know it's going to happen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know it's going to happen. I know it happens all the time. And yeah, that's great. That's the planning and the work that needs to be done with you to have that buffer, to have that extra cash. So when you feel like you really just want to blow some cash, you can. And there's enough. There's enough money there to be able to do that. Because I find that when I don't feel like I have enough, it's like I want to just spend, spend, spend. It's the same with food. I mean, when I try to limit myself, for example, a couple months ago, I did a whole 30, so 30 days eating whole foods. Well, first of all, I did it about 80% because, there's the Smarties and I have to have some. But I'm telling you, it was on my mind 24/7, all of the foods that I can't eat. So all I focused on was, I can't have that. I can't have that. I can't have that. I can't have that. It was a great exercise for me because I look forward to doing it again in about February, that time after you've just like eaten and eaten and eaten for probably 6 weeks straight. Then I'll do it, but I want to focus on what I can eat. And I'm working on the mindset. So come February 1, I'm ready to say, oh, I can have that juicy red apple. Oh, I can have that yummy stir fry. I can have that almond milk. I can have those vegetables instead of I can't have chips. I can't have chocolate. I can't have milk. I love milk. I can't have Vector cereal. Ugh, I can't have pancakes. I can't have, and it's a mindset. So I think that's a similar, and you can talk to us about this. I think it's similar when it comes to money. If you're just always thinking, I can't buy this, I'm limited, I'm stuck, I'm bored, I'm pissed off, I'm ticked off, I'm angry that I just can't. It seems to be all you focus on. So I like what you said about the hum in the background. Talk to us a bit more about that. And then the reserve fund or the extra money in that bank account where it's the yepper, I can blow it all on this. Yeah, and I love that because I think that's just more realistic and I think it's more forgiving. It just makes more sense.
Yeah, we tend to not have a full understanding of what our true wants are. I'm not going to say needs, and recognizing them and then accepting them. We don't want to do that. And in the way you liken it to health and nutrition, I do that exact analogy all the time. It's
Okay,
so much like that same, it's like
good.
you said 80%, it's the 80/20, right?
Yeah.
It's always about the 80/20 and reframing it. Like you said, you felt like you can't have things. So I myself, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and there's a lot of things I can't have, which is wrong because I can if I plan for it. But
Mm.
sometimes the planning just isn't worth it, so I don't do it. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to bother eating the cake or having the chocolate. It's just not worth my planning. But I like tonight, I waited all week. I'm ordering takeout tonight and I've planned everything. I'm so excited. I'm hungry already. But that's what we do with money. It's very similar. And the way I frame it, I say, so the worst thing about my disease is I have to eat healthy and exercise. That's the worst thing about it.
And isn't that the best thing? Right? That's the best thing because and it's how you look at it. So it's how you choose to look at it. So the best thing about your type 1 diabetes is that it's forcing you to eat healthy and exercise, which is you're going to live longer and you're going to feel better along the way. So you're in a really great situation if you look at it that way, or you're in the worst situation ever if you look at it that way. So it's all how we decide to look at it, and we can change that because I know I'm changing that in my mind and I'm going to be ready come February 1. And actually I can tell you that since I did that, and I have kind of been on a health and nutrition journey the last couple of years, but doing that whole 30, since then, I have been eating better. And I'm not focused on whole 30. I just know that fruits and vegetables are good for me. I know what's good for me and what isn't. And I just tend to reach more often for what's good for me and what's healthy because I'd like to live however many years I live and I'd like to live them real healthy and have them be real quality. So that's another good point. I think we have to have, I know we have to have a why. You have to have a why for doing what you're doing. And Simon Sinek, he talks about what is your why. So my why for my health is that I want to be healthy for all of the years that I'm going to live till the day that I'm no longer, physically here. And that's my why. And my why is also so that I can spend lots of fun time with my family. Someday I'll have grandkids. I want to play around with them. I want to be able to swing on the swings and go to the park and do all that fun stuff. And in order to do that, I've got to take care of myself. So you have to have a why that you believe in. And I think a why is really important when it comes to financial freedom as well. And how would you speak to that, Sunny?
So yeah, we have this kind of fitness nutrition conversation, and then I liken it to you, and then I just say, well, what about your financial health?
Mm,
Because it's about being financially healthy and
mhm,
making healthy choices. And then doing the 80/20. I just need you 80% of the time to make healthy choices. We can buffer out 20%, no problem. We cannot buffer out, drinking a bottle of Coke every day. You can't undo that. So it's so much like that it's not that you have to do this all the time and then you should feel bad, because
mhm,
we get so stuck in feeling like we can't or shouldn't. I shouldn't this and I should be doing that.
mhm,
It's the shoulds that kind of, for me personally, they stack up. I should this, I should that. And it's too much. So if we can set up a system where you're just mindful and make healthy financial choices, which just really, for me, the foundation of that meaning means just don't spend more than you make. That's what I'm saying. It's just going to need you to do that on a rolling regular basis.
mhm,
Or don't buy a house you can't afford, or like the car you can't afford, because that's blowing it up. And now it's like, well, you're living on noodles because you had to have that car.
mhm,
So just kind of making those healthier choices. And then maybe you could save up for that car. Sometimes it's a bit of delayed gratification. We're very much instant gratification. Everything is so fast and right now, and all the marketing has so much urgency to it that
mhm,
it's like, maybe if we didn't have so much urgency on everything. Like, if I read certain marketing headlines and they're scare tactics. I read a headline the other day, and it was like, university education is more expensive than ever. Parents need to start saving now. And that set me right off. Providing for your kids' university education is a want. It is not a need. But this article is making you feel like that's it. Let's malnourish our children so we can save for their education,
mhm,
because it's fear and worry. And I get that you want to help. I know it's expensive, but never ever do it to your own financial detriment, because you're doing your kids, like in this case, no favor by now being a financial burden on them. Great, they got an education, they can get perhaps a better paying job to support you in retirement, because now you've put your retirement on the line potentially. So make sure that that is in the wants category, that kind of thing, and that you're humming okay and you're financially healthy.
And I like what you mentioned about the delayed gratification. And something that I speak to is pleasure versus happiness. So, what's pleasurable is going to the mall, spending several $100s on clothes and shoes and things that you want. What's happiness might be having a retirement fund where you know that you're not a burden to your children and that you can afford to live for the next 30, 40, 50 years. You've got it covered. So happiness is longer term, and happierness is longer term, and pleasure is shorter term and instant. And you're right, our world today is fast and furious and got to have it right now. So slowing down to create the plan and to really think about what you want and to look at your different options and to think about what healthy finances looks like to you. And the 80/20 is critical because nobody can live doing anything 100% of the time. I mean, maybe there are some people. I'm sure it's not nobody, but very few of us can do anything 100% of the time. So that 20% is the compassion, it's the kindness to yourself, it's the planning, and that's important. Really, really important. So if we were to wrap it up and kind of let people know what's important when it comes to money as a resource, you need to understand it, you need to learn about it, and financial freedom is yours for the taking. You can have financial freedom. Doesn't matter where you've been, where you are now, or your family financial situation when you were a young child. That all does not matter anymore. Right now, you can work towards financial freedom. So, how can you speak to that, Sunny? And we can leave everyone with a couple practical tools that they can work on, a couple ideas that they can think about, and an understanding that financial freedom is there for everyone.
Well, first would just being mindful. Just be mindful of what you want to spend on your lifestyle and what that looks like. And don't approach it from that scarcity aspect because you're not helping anyone. So being financially healthy involves just knowing you like a certain thing and being okay with it. I've really gotten into pretty napkins lately. And I buy the pretty napkins.
Hmm.
No paper towel for my guests, but I'm okay with that. It
Hmm.
just has to fit in my financial healthy profile. And it does. So just be okay with it instead of feeling bad every time. That is not helpful.
Right. So that feeling of enoughness is
Mm.
really important. The mindfulness, the awareness that you are enough and that you have enough money and that you can live within your means and you can grow your financial wealth and you can be financially free. Yeah, I love that. This is an important conversation. If you need anything else from us, we're here. Comments are welcome. Questions, we'll answer them. Thanks a lot for being here today, and we will see you all next time.